For my whole life, I never really had a drive to push myself. I would always do just the bare minimum or just enough to be deemed passable so that nobody would really, bother me. I got A's, B's, and C's in school, and I only practiced softball at practice, and I never did anything else to try to get better. It caused me to look like that. I thought that I could carry out this way of thinking throughout my entire life and always do the bare minimum and still achieve success. But about halfway through freshman year, that changed for the better. Whoa. I was sitting in my non-honors English class, and I looked around me, and I noticed some people talking about drinking and, parties and typical stuff. And I looked up at my teacher, and she didn't even seem to care that they were talking while she was talking. And it kind of seemed like she'd given up trying to get through to any of us in that class. And it was at that moment when I realized that I didn't want to be a part of a group where people didn't believe that I could achieve success. When freshman year was almost over and it came time to choose our classes for sophomore year, I decided that that was going to be the year when I actually pushed myself and actually tried. And so I signed up to be in AP World History and Honors English, which is why I'm here. And last year we had to bring our permission slips to do that up to our English teachers to sign off on. And when I brought mine up to my teacher, she looked first at the paper and then she looked at me kind of dowdy, like. And yeah, she looked like she was doubting me, and then she said something that, really changed my life. It was great. I don't think you'll be able to handle this. I felt terrible that she said something like that to me, but after a second to think about it, I realized I couldn't blame her because she knew what I was like. She knew my work ethic. She knew that I wasn't really willing to go above and beyond to achieve success. And, but when she said that, something changed inside of me, and it lit this fire in me, this thing composed of like a little bit of anger and determination and passion and this thirst to prove myself to her. And I looked her in the eyes and said, I can do this. And that occurred. And then over the summer, between doing my new honors and AP homework, which was fun, I found myself working on my softball skills more than I ever had before. I was constantly thinking about my throwing and hitting mechanics, and when I wasn't thinking, I was doing it. And it was an amazing feeling. And over the course of that summer, I found myself getting stronger, not just in body, but in mind as well. And when sophomore year started, I still had that, fiery determination inside me, and I refused to let myself have anything less than a 4.0 the entire year. And I learned that with that sort of mindset, you have to make some sacrifices. And I found myself pulling all-nighters at least 3 times a week, which sucked. And, because I spent all my time after school, practice or speed training or whatever it was that I was doing. And I know I'm not the only one in this class who's ever had to budget their time like this, but it was brand new to me, and it was hard. And when I finally finished my homework in the morning, I would be exhausted, both physically and mentally. But when I'd finally sleep, I would be so happy because I was finally starting to reach my full potential. So, yes. As of right now, I have a 4.3 GPA, and I'm a starting center fielder for both high school and travel ball. And, I'm working on getting recruited to a D1 school with a scholarship or whatever, and because that's my goal now. And looking back now, I realize that I never would have tried to do any of this had my teacher not guided me for that 1 second. And you could say that I originally, did it for her, and then progressively I started doing it for anyone who'd ever doubted me or thought I couldn't or, didn't believe in me. But as I get closer to reaching my goal, I realize that I just have to do it for me, and I don't have to do it for anybody else. If you find yourself like I used to be, you're lazy and unmotivated and you're ready to give up, don't. Find something or someone to, light that fire, passion thing in you, and, somebody to just give you the motivation to just go and get to your goal. Because once you finally do reach your goal, and it comes time for you to choose another one, you won't need someone else to, somebody else to push you anymore. All you have to do is just remember that feeling that you felt before, and feel it again, and just do it. Thank you.